welcome back to Stitchy Bookworm. My name is Kat, and I am here with both a wrap-up of March reading and my April TBR. I'm doing this because my kids finished school today at 2 o'clock for 2 weeks, and I'm not really going to have much of a chance to do any videos in those 2 weeks. So for my March wrap-up or my April TBR, so I'm doing it now. This month has been really good for reading purposes. You know, we had chicken pox in our house this month, so I had the kids home, and it was crazy, absolutely crazy. But it's getting there. My son is in his last year primary school. September he's going to secondary school, and we found out where he's going. It wasn't our first choice, but we're slowly getting used to the idea of him going to this new school. And this morning his year group did an Easter assembly. It's the first time I've actually seen our school do an assembly based on the Christian and Catholic faith. They tend to steer away from that because they are a multicultural school, so they don't like to sort of do anything that might offend people. You know, the nativity plays at Christmas don't, you know, they've got cowboys and space aliens and stuff. They don't always fully tell the story of the birth of Jesus, which you'd think would be. But it was, anyway, I digress. It was a beautiful play, and you know, I've seen all those kids grow up from when they were 3-4 years old. You know, some of them were in playgroup together, and they've just all grown up, and to see them all just so grown up, it was, you know, my son's near enough the tallest in his year, bar one other lad who's just slightly taller than my son, and it was tear-jerking. I think one mother was in absolute tears. So yeah, and anyway, and this afternoon my daughter has a show. She's doing sort of a vampire werewolf version retelling of Romeo and Juliet, and that's outside school, so we're all going off to see her do her show later. So it's a busy day, so I thought I'd get this video done. And my camera, I'm on my iPad, so the camera's sort of to my left, so I keep looking at the screen, and I'm looking at the screen now, but the camera's there. Hi. So forgive me if I keep going over. You know me, I'm still new to this. If you're new here, welcome, and I hope you enjoy my videos. Yeah, so let's go to it, shall we? I read, drum roll, 25 books in March. I didn't really keep to the TBR very much, and I did have 4 did not finish DNFs, which was really sad. Actually, I'll show you I'll tell you the DNFs now. I DNF'd Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I could not get past the technology terms, and it was kind of ruining the story. I know it's the whole point of the story, because he's, you know, in space and lost memory or something like that, but no. The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I couldn't get into it. It didn't. I'm not good at it. It's not for me. That's my opinion. You may enjoy it. The other one was The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. I couldn't read the way it's written in second person. I couldn't. No, wasn't for me. one that really broke my heart was The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. I got bored. I felt like I was reading, like the Six of Crows. It's, heist going on and stuff like that. But it was just, I couldn't get into it. I was bored. Alas. So those were my 4 DNFs. I read 25 books. 11 of them were physical copies, whether hardback or paperback, and 14 were ebooks. And they consisted of fantasy, romance, and sci-fi. I could not tell you how many 5-star or 4 stars I did. I didn't actually pay attention to that part. But anyway, so the first book that I read was House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. This broke my heart. I mean, in the very first few pages where that thing happens, without any spoilers, my heart felt ripped in two for this character. I loved this book. It took me a while to get through it, but I got through it, and it was amazing. I like Sarah J. Maas. I love Akatar. Throne of Glass I like, but it takes me a while to get through it, and I had the same with this, but I adored it by the end of it. I was absolutely in love, and I would love to get the hard copy, because I got the hardback of House of Sky and Breath, and it doesn't match. But, excuse my hair, I'm not willing to pay dozy money just to have it in hardback, so I'm putting out with my paperback. But yeah, it astounded me. Absolutely beautiful story. Yeah, and that got 5 stars. Obviously it would have got more if there was, like, if there was 10 stars, it would have got 10 stars, it would have got full marks. Yeah, so I did that one. The next book I read, I will talk about the whole series because I finished that series. The Ruthless Boys series by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valente, otherwise known on Facebook as the Twisted Sisters. I'm taking that as the the cliffhangers at the end of their books. Yeah, so I read the last 4 in the series because I started it in February. And so Savage Fae, Vicious Fae, Broken Fae, and Warrior Fae, and they all got 5 stars from me. This series is basically this girl's brother's murdered, so she enrolls herself into the school that he was in to find the king that killed her brother, basically. There is a lot of smut. I loved it. Amazing story. The plot, the storyline throughout the whole series was absolutely fantastic. It had me on edge the whole time. There was no lull. There was no quiet time. You were on edge every 5 minutes. At one point you hate one of the characters because they're an asshole. Simple as. Excuse my language. But you end up loving all of them at the end. It was amazing. Although I did read 2 other books between Savage Fae and then the rest of the books. And the first one of those 2 was Children of Virtue and Vengeance, which is the sequel to Children of Blood and Bone. I don't have the book. I don't know where I put it. I put it down. That was a 4-star from me. I love the story. I love the plot line. But I found myself getting irritated with the main character. She was just... She drove me up the wall. It felt like she was just being a woe is me the whole time, which made everything out to be about her, when it, you know, there's this whole community involved. That's what it felt to me. I could be reading it wrong. Maybe that's not what the author intended, but that's how it came across to me. So it lost a star for that. I did enjoy that book. The next book that I read was my lowest rated for that month, and it got 3 stars. That was Learn My Lesson by Katie Robert. It's a retelling of Hades and Megara from, I suppose, from the Disney version. Yeah, I'd been looking forward to reading this one because I read Desperate Measures last year and I really enjoyed it. This one, not so much. I didn't get into it at all, to be honest. I mean, it was nearly a DNF, but I struggled through. I've grown up with it being Hades and Persephone, whatever her name is, Pomegranate Lady. So, and I didn't like the Disney. I'm not a massive fan of the Disney film because, you know, it's Hades and Pomegranate Lady, not Hades and Megara. So, and it just, things move too quick. Even in that world, that was too quick. So, yeah, I wasn't overly impressed with this one. Anyway, and then obviously I did the rest of the Ruthless Boy series. Then I read Fire by Sarah J. Maas. This got 4 stars. I love the story. I love Aileen. I love Selena. I love everyone in this series, to be honest. And what's his face that came in today? Rowan, that's it. I was going to call him Dawn. I really enjoyed his entrance into the series. Chaos doing my head in, and yeah, it took me ages to read through it though, so that's why it lost a star. It just, nothing seemed to be happening, and Manon is like, that was just a weird entry. I don't know, but I'm hoping I'm okay with the next book, so we'll see. Oh yeah, okay, the next 8 books were the Zodiac Academy books. I read books 1 to 7, and then I read the Origins of Academy Bully. Now, the Zodiac Academy main books were 5-star. The Origins of Academy Bully was a 4-star from that novella. It was like less than 100 pages, if I remember correctly. So it wasn't, I wasn't too thrilled with that. But the main stories were absolutely amazing. Vega twins, basically, they've grown up in the real world. They have no idea who they are, and they're pulled into the fairy world and told, you know, you're princesses, you're next in line, but you got to pass, you know, the school test, and you got to beat the heirs, who are 4 douchebags who make their life hell. And then one of the Vega twins falls in love, and the other Vega twin falls in love, and by book 7, you're left with a massive cliffhanger, because the last book ain't out till December. I knew it was coming. I knew there was a cliffhanger at the end of page book 7, but I could not stop reading these books. Literally, as soon as I finished one, I went and downloaded the next one, because they're all on Kindle Unlimited. It was amazing. I absolutely loved it. I loved the fact that I hated the heirs with a passion. And then you kind of go, oh, okay. Just like that, they're forgiven. So yeah, they were really good. The books are called The Awakening, Ruthless Fae, Shadow Princess, Cursed Fates, The Reckoning, Fated Throne, and Heartless Sky. Heartless Sky being the last one. And yeah, then the next one's not out till December. So if you're prepared to have your heart broken until December, then carry on. Yeah, that was really good. A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire by Jennifer L. Armentrout was my next read. Not as good as From Blood and Ash, but I loved it still. I gave it 4 stars. Poppy's just annoying. It's like, just, you know, get over it. He lied to you for a reason, and you don't know it all, Poppy. You don't know it, because you've been lied to left, right and centre your whole life. And that cliffhanger at the end, oh my god, I'm so glad I got the next book. But it's not on my TBR for next month. I have to put it in for May. So yeah, that was good. Next book I read was The King of Battle and Blood by Scarlet St. Clair. It's a retelling of Adrian and Isolde. No, it's not retelling, it's an actual thing. I keep thinking of that other one. Anyway, this story about a princess who is married off to the vampire king, who is ultimately trying to take over the whole land. She's sold. She enters an arranged marriage with him in order to protect her city and her people and whatnot. And she ends up falling in love with him, obviously, like they all do. You know, it's cliche, isn't it? Enemies to lovers trope kind of thing. It's very, you know, I've been kidnapped. Oh wait, well I fall in love with my kidnapper. But I did enjoy it. It wasn't a fantastic book. Didn't, you know, sweep me off my feet, but it was a good book. 4 stars. My next book was one that I found on TikTok. By Samantha Tolle, Towle, excuse me. And it's called Ruin. It's supposed to be a very, very, very obscure retelling of Zeus. You know, Greek god Zeus. Basically, this Zeus Kincaid, is a boxer, and he left his girlfriend when they were younger. What he doesn't know is that she's had a child by him. So she's like a single mum, and she believes that he didn't want anything to do with her or their child together. So basically it's just the story of him finding out, and their relationship and his relationship with his child and stuff like that. So it was I enjoyed it. It wasn't a wow factor for me, but I'm not into sort of standard romance kind of thing like that, so it got a 4-star for me. It's a smut though. So, excuse me while I wet my palette. Probably opened up the next book that I read was a reread for a buddy read on my Facebook group, Cat's Book Nerds. Not me, Cat, another cat. She makes digital book journals on Etsy. You find her under, I think, Cat's Creations 614. They're brilliant. You'll love them. But the group decided to do a buddy read of ACOTAR series. So we're doing 1 book per month. And we started with A Court of Thorns and Roses. Now, I've read this book. This is my 3rd read. Yeah. And I still love it. My favourite character is Rysand in this. Even when he's been a douchebag. But when he's been a douchebag, you got the feeling that he was going to be like even if I didn't know, even if I hadn't read the other books and didn't know that he was going to be, you know, the ultimate, oh my god, Rysand, yeah, I'd still think there's something about him, because although he seems to be mean to Tamlin and Feyre, what he did for her at the end said more words than anything. And Tamlin, or Tampon as you want to call him, there's complete red flags all over the book about him. You just need to, you just need to know when to pick them up, don't you? My favourite quote though was, "Be glad of your human heart, Feyre. Pity those who don't feel anything at all." You know. But I think everybody's probably read this by now. And yeah, 5 stars. Oh, the next book I read was the 3rd book in the series that I'd gotten into last year, and I've been waiting this month for it to come out, and it came out, Kindle Unlimited. It's by Elizabeth Briggs, called Suncrossed. Basically, this girl is half human, half werewolf, and she'd been rejected by everyone, and she goes to have her mating ceremony where these witches mate them, and her mate rejects her, so it's like a rejected mate smut story. She does find someone she falls in love with, and I can't say too much because spoilers, but it's really good. And the last one, it comes out in October, so more waiting around. But I loved it. And I gave it 4 stars. I would have given it 5, but it didn't have that wow moment kind of thing for me. Sorry. My next read was 4 by Veronica Roth. Basically, it's just a collection of short stories from Tobias's point of view, or Thor's point of view. I liked this. I liked reading from his point of view. The story between him and his father, plus what was going on between him and the douchebag. I can't remember his name. No. Oh my god. You know the douchebag who started working for the bosses. Yeah, anyway. I liked it. And it got 4 stars. So, yay. My next book was absolute. The emotions this book invoked in me were so powerful. The only thing wrong with this book is there's no trigger warning at the front. So even like if you're someone who just picks up a book and starts reading it, you've had no trigger warning. You have to go on Goodreads, sit and see reviews and stuff to see, or even social media, and look, oh look, trigger warning. There is none in the actual front of the book, which isn't overly good, but social media, it helps sometimes. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I don't think I need to say anything more to it. So I'm looking at the screen rather than the camera. But yeah, this one absolutely broke my heart. I've been in this women's situation. And it's a terrifying situation to find yourself in. It really, this book wowed me. She did a fantastic job, and her author's note at the end, you seriously read it because it says a whole load more. It's a fantastic story, and I will recommend this until the day I die. Absolutely amazing. Oh, next book I read was one of my favourite authors, Night of Darkness by Kinley McGregor, aka Sherilyn Kenyon. This is part of the Lords of Avalon series, but ultimately it is set within the Dark Hunter verse. The Dark Hunters verse is a massive storyline, and there are about 30 books ish set in the Dark Hunter verse. You need to read them. You need to go on her website and find the order for Dark Hunter verse, not just the Dark Hunter books, but the verse, because she has Were Hunters and the Lords of Avalon and the Dark Hunters. This one was amazing, absolutely amazing. I mean, it didn't give me the spark. That's because it's like historical fiction, and I'm not a whole massive fan of historical fiction, even if it does have fantasy in it. But it was good, and I got some answers because I hadn't actually read this one before, so I got some answers to some questions I had about the Dark Hunter verse. Yep. That was good. I also, my last book that I finished yesterday was Supernova by Marissa Meyer. I do not know why I don't have the book on me, but I'm not going to pause to go and get it. Epic book. Epic ending, and the epilogue really threw me, and I'm really hoping that she writes a whole nother book series on the epilogue. Superheroes, villains. It's like Avengers, but for YA. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. And I gave that one 5 stars. So, yeah. It was It was really good reading month, really good. I read in total, if you let me find out, because my phone's not wanting to. Thank you. Right, in total, I read for 129 hours and 29 minutes, and I read 13,214 pages. Wow. Yeah, so it's telling me I've only finished 24, but I know I read 25. I don't know where that's come from. It's taken one of my books out, I think. I don't know. Yeah, so that was good. My TBR next for April. I am taking part in a Disney reading challenge with Cats Book Nerds on Facebook. We're being put into different princess teams. I am Princess Mulan. We had to read, as a group read, we had to read a book by a Chinese author. Here we go. Right, so the 5 main books, we had to find a book with a character pretending to be someone else, an enemies to lovers romance, a book with a dragon on the cover, a book with luck or lucky in the title, and the group read, which is by a Chinese author. And then we had bonus prompts. A book told from the villain's point of view, a historical fiction book, or a bit of number in the title. So those are my prompts. But I'm also doing Bookopoly again, and I rolled and I kind of fit everything in where I could. Which was a bit haphazardly. So wish me luck. Right, my first book, which I started already, Sapph and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. It's good so far. I've read that much. And I'm reading this by for the prompt pretending to be someone else for the Disney challenge, and Bookopoly for my most recent purchase, because it is one of my most recent purchases. So yeah, looking forward to that one. Shatter Me by Tahera Mafi is next on the list. That's for an enemies to lovers romance, and it is not on my Bookopoly though. No, it's not on Bookopoly. Yay! So that's for the Disney challenge. The next book on my TBR is Hard Luck Hellhand by Zoe Chant. It's on the Disney challenge for luck in the title. Yeah, it's just on the Disney challenge. So and it's supposed those are quick reads. It's got on Kindle Unlimited. So the next book is the group read, Reflection by Elizabeth Lim from the Twisted Tale series. So that was for a Chinese author, and historical fiction. figure, just tiny, like, it's history, isn't it? I know it's a stretch, but I'm not a fan of historical fiction, so it's a stretch. I made it fit. Next one is The Shadows Between Us by Trisha Levinseller. Now that's for a villain's point of view. So apparently she's a villain. And a book with a red cover. I mean, it's almost red, and the under under the dust jacket is red. So I'll make him fit. I'll cheat sometimes, but I'll make him fit. The next book was number 4 by Piticus Law. I saw the film and it intrigued me, so I thought I'd give it a go because I needed a book with a number in the title. And for the Bookopoly prompt of who. So who are you? I am number 4. There we go. So, my next book is The Dragon Defender's Destiny by Harmony Reigns. It's a Kindle Unlimited book. Smut, I'm gonna presume. I'm hoping so. That has a dragon on the cover for the Disney Challenge. Yeah, so it's just for the Disney Challenge. Next book is Colleen Hoover, considering what an absolute blinding book last month's one was. I'm expecting the same from this one. Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. I'm doing this Bookopoly for current events. I base current events on everything that happens, you know, these days, and whatever's happening here usually happens these days. So I don't know what that is about. I have no idea. It could be domestic violence again. No, 5 years in prison. Oh wow. The next book is the buddy read for next month, which I was talking about earlier. Court of Thorns and Roses series. But next month it's a Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. I don't think I put this on. No, I didn't. It's not for any of the challenges, so it's on that list. Next book, House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas. I cannot wait to read this one. I think it's probably my most anticipated for the month. And that's for Bookopoly under the prompt of Becca's recommendations. And she's always recommending Sarah J. Maas. So she did a bit. Becca in the Books did a whole video about Sarah J. Maas's fairy worlds and the possible link between them all. So we'll see. Next book on the list was Fortuna Sworn by KJ Sutton. I actually saw Becca in the Books order this and talk about this. So I thought I'd order it. It's Mother's Day present. I got gift vouchers for Amazon because you know my kids know me so well, and so I ordered this with it. And it's on Bookopoly under most recent purchase. So, yeah. Next book is Eragon by Christopher Paolini. And this is down... Oh yeah, it was a chance card, and so I had my husband draw it out. Now, ironically, this was supposed to be the book for the Disney Challenge where we had a dragon onto the cover. I swapped it out for Dragon's Destiny Defender, whatever. Then the husband picked it up. So, don't get me wrong, I'm looking forward to reading it. But it's kind of at the bottom of the TBR. No matter, it will be read. Next book was, oh yeah, where are we? A Mate for York by Charlene Hardnaday. I hope I got said that right. A new book. This is what Emma's Day present as well. From Matches, I ordered it. So I'm liking these new matte covers though. I do like them. So I've read her Dragon Shifter books before, and she's really good. So this one's vampires. Human women required. Must be enthusiastic about interactions with vampires. Must be willing to undergo a stringent medical exam. Must be prepared to sign a contractual agreement which should include a non-disclosure clause. Limited positions available. So nice for the camera. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that one. Next one. Oh yes, I watched the film this and it had me in tears. It, you know, absolutely brilliant film. 5 Feet Apart by Rachel Lippincott with Mickey Daughtry and Tobias Laconis. I need to get some stickers there because I don't like these things, but it's about these 2 kids who fall in love and they're supposed to stay 5 feet apart because they have an illness in their lungs. I think it's this cystic fibrosis. I could possibly be wrong, but they're waiting for lung transplant. But it was a beautiful film, and then someone said, oh, it's a book, and I was like, what? So I got a book. Oh, on eBay, she just told me someone has bid on one of my books. Finally, it's been up there for a month. Anyway, oh yeah, 5 Feet Apart, yeah. Yeah, I had it down as a cute book, because I don't do cute books. very few of them. But I thought that was a very cute story in the film, so I class the book as a cute story. The next book, I read the first one. Do You Know Me by Libby Scott and Rebecca Westcott. The first book is about a girl in year 6 who has been struggling with school and gets a diagnosis of autism, and her reaction and the way she deals with the diagnosis, rather than, you know, you as a parent, how would you would deal with your child's diagnosis. It's about, this is that girl, and it's based, Libby Scott is that girl, it's based on her, basically. This one, I believe she's gone into year 7, into secondary school. That's UK people. I don't know what it is in America. But how she apparently this is how she's going to be dealing with a new school, making more new friends possibly, while dealing with this relatively new diagnosis of autism, and how she is. The first one was really powerful, and I'm looking forward to reading this again. So not again, but going back to her world. And yeah, that's the Copley Disability Rep. It's powerful. The next book I only got through the post the other day, and it's for the Copley prompt, Girl, Boy, Wife, King, you know, like a title. But I'm also doing like a mini challenge where it had to have rain or water on the cover. I got this copy from somewhere. It's a beautiful copy. And I'm going to be reading The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie O. That's beautiful. And the end papers. I mean, even the cover is stunning. But you know what really got me? And it is signed as well. Not on that page, isn't it? Yep, signed as well. But do you know what really got me? Oh, I've seen that scene before. It's a retelling of the Chinese fairy tale of Shi Chuan. I'm sorry if I've butchered that name, but that reminded me of the Little Mermaid. Yeah, right, she's in the boat Beric. And I'm a Disney fan. Shim Cheong. Oh, it's a Korean legend. I'm so sorry. Yeah. But I'm really, really looking forward to this one. Yeah, so that's going to be fun to read, I think. And I like learning about different cultures as well, through their fairy tales and mythology. Next one, is the next In the Dark Hunt of Us by Sherilyn Kenyon. Night Play. This one is about Bride McTurney and the werewolf. Oh, he's not a werewolf, he's a werehunter. No, he's not. Yep, he's a werehunter wolf called Rain. I'm really sorry, I'm staring at the screen rather than the camera. It's about how them two fall in love. Because she got dumped and broken hearted because, you know, the ex was a twat. As most exes are. But absolutely, this will be a reread. And I love this story. I highly recommend Dark Underverse. You cannot go wrong. And then my last book, oh wait a minute, Night Play was for night, moon, noon or day in the title, you know, a time of day reference. And then my last book I can't remember why I picked it, because it's not on my challenge. I'm going cookie. Yes, it is. It is. Right, it comes after reminders of him. And this prompt was the last letter of the last letter of the book you read to be the first letter of the next book you read, in theory. So, and above that one is reminders of him. So, M. So I wrote Moon Called by Patricia Briggs. Yes, it's a new book from my my children's book vouchers they got me. And I've been hearing fabulous things about this author and the Mercy Thompson series. Because every time I tell people that I read Dark Hunter and Anita Blake by Laura K. Hamilton and Mary Gentry series by the same author as well, they keep telling me to read this one. So I'm giving it a go. Werewolf, shifter, you know, you can't really go wrong with a shifter book. And they're absolutely fabulous. And it's such a brand new book as well. It's still got the smell. So yeah, that is my TBR for April. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 books. I didn't finish one. I did think it was 11 in January. But I did 25 last month. I mean, I put 100 books as my Goodreads goal, and I'm over halfway. So, oh, pardon me. Yeah, I have read 53 books so far. 30 of them are print, 23 ebooks. 3 of them were rereads. And I've DNF'd. No, I didn't DNF 4. I've DNF'd more than that since the beginning of the year. It doesn't matter. Yeah, so but I reckon I'll do it. I've already started Serpent Up and hopefully I can finish that tonight. But I've got a fairly busy month because the kids are off for 2 weeks. They go back on the 19th of April because the school decided to go back to school the day after they get their Easter eggs. I mean, if they want more hyperactive kids, they can have them. And you've got Good Friday, then we've got Easter Sunday, and then Easter Monday is on the 18th, and they go back on the 19th. But ironically, not this weekend, but the next weekend, me and the kids are off down to Devon while Daddy stays at home with the dog. I'm seeing my 2 oldest boys while we're down there. We're going Friday to Monday, and I tell you, I cannot wait. I've missed those boys something wrong because they live in Devon now, but they're doing all right, so I can't complain. The eldest apparently works for FedEx now, does night work, and the younger one is doing sort of a labouring trade. So we're going down there for the weekend. Excuse the dog, she can hear the dogs downstairs and she thinks they were going to attack us. Yeah, so we come back on the 11th, and then on the 12th it's my daughter's birthday. And it's a big one, double figures, she's turning 10. So I got her a load of Stitch stuff, and she's going to watch this video and she's going to know she's got Stitch stuff going because she watches my YouTube videos. So I hope she gets too bored to get to the end of this video. But yeah, so, and she's requested ice cream for putting on her birthday as well. So yeah, she said, "Oh, what else? Where are we going out for my birthday?" And I'm like, "Well, we're going to Dublin, but that's part of it. That's part of your birthday." She said, "Oh, okay then." So we were going to stay for the whole week, but I didn't want to miss her missing her birthday to spend with her dad, because Daddy's not coming with us because we're staying in a hotel and we couldn't find anything for the dog. So it was just cheaper for me to go down with the kids for the weekend quickly. And because we're having a weekend at the end of May down in Weymouth, which is kind of down the road from Devon, so my son's going to come see us there as well. And then in August we're going to Great Yarmouth for a week, well, 4 nights. So they got a lot going on this year, and because my son as well is in year 6, and in year 6 they have like a week away with the school, and they were going to be going to North Devon, but they changed it now, and they're going to somewhere called Osmington or something in Dorset. And they do lots of activities and stuff, so he's got a busy week. We've got brand new uniform to buy for him, which is always more expensive for secondary schools. Yeah, hey. So I've said to the kids, we need to start sort of be careful about how much we spend on days out and whatnot, because we've got lots of things to look forward to. So yeah, but yeah, we're looking forward to the next 2 weeks, and the kids are going to have a load of chocolate. Oh, that'll be fun. But my youngest little girl, she's been struggling a lot lately, screaming and crying every night, so I think the break from school will do her fantastically. But hey ho. Anyway, that is me done. I will hopefully see you again. I'm hoping that once the kids go back to school, I can do a recommendations video based on the books I read, and see where we go from there. Give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Take care, and I will see you again soon. Bye.